All right, I've got Kristen Kohler here from Concord Window Film. Welcome back to Texas Home Improvement, Kristen.
Thanks, Jim.
Let's talk about conquering one of the big questions about this because this is a do it yourself product. How easy is it to install? And I do know this answer already, but it's really a simple thing to do.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great question. And folks are usually a little bit hesitant, but we think about it as a moderately to easy DIY task. If you've ever hung wallpaper, it's a lot easier than that. There's no heavy lifting or any special strength required to do it. So it's something that almost anybody can do. And I've had a lot of customers that have been wary about doing it. And then they call us back or they email us back later and say, hey, you know what? This was great. It was easy and not that hard at all. So I've done it myself, obviously being part of the company a few times, and I can attest to it. There's a few things about our Comfort Tech film that makes it particularly easy to install or easier to install than some of the DIY films that you're going to find on sale online or at the big box stores. And the first feature of the film is that it has a dry adhesive. So all window films are going to have an adhesive to get it to stick to the window. And what you're going to find at the big boxes is they have something called a pressure sensitive adhesive. So when you remove the liner that exposes the adhesive on the film, it's going to be sticky, like Scotch tape. It's going to stick to itself. You can stick to other things, and it makes it tricky to handle during the installation process. Our film, in contrast, has a dry adhesive. That means when you remove the liner, it's not going to be sticky. The adhesive gets activated with water. So you're going to spray the solution on to the back of the film, and then you're able to move it around on the glass, and you have plenty of time to get it into place before it adheres, and that makes installation really easy. The second thing that makes the film easier to handle is the thickness of our film. Again, if you look at some of the reviews on the big box films, it's very fragile. It's thin. It's half as thick as our film. Our film is 2 mil thick, and what you can buy in the big boxes is 1 mil. So it's twice as thick. And if you look at the reviews from big box films, they crease very easily. You have to be careful when you're handling it. If you crease or wrinkle the film, a piece of film from the big boxes, it's essentially you can just throw it away. You're not going to be
Oh,
able
yeah,
to
because
use
that
it.
sticky stuff touches each other and they're stuck together as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the 2 mil film gives it a nice thickness. You can really handle it without creasing it. It's got good maneuverability, and people find it really easy to work with. I tell people it's like a good quality wrapping paper. That's what it feels like when you have it in your hand. So you don't have to be so careful with it during the installation process. So those two things combined make our film just a lot easier to install. On top of that, we have installation videos on the website and on our YouTube channel that walk homeowners through the entire process from start to finish on how to do it. So people often tell us, watch the video once, I watched it twice before I did it, and it made it so much easier. And I felt really confident installing. So we feel good about the fact that it's something any DIYer can do.
When somebody gets ready to install it, they don't necessarily have to do every window at once anyways. They can work on one window at a time or one room at a time and just do the project in their leisure.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of folks that do that. We spoke about heat rejection and having hot spaces as one of the biggest issues why people come to us. And oftentimes they'll have one room that's facing south or maybe a west facing room that is really hot in the late afternoon. That is really a problem for them. And they'll say, listen, I need some film. I need something to cool down the room. My air conditioner is really struggling to keep the room cool, and they'll start there. They can do, a room or even one window. Sometimes we have folks start with a front door or a sliding glass door, that kind of thing. And oftentimes they'll try it, see that A, it works really well and it's lowering their energy costs and it's making the room more comfortable. And B, they see that it's easy to do. And then they'll come back again and do more spaces in their home. So absolutely, you don't have to make it a huge project. We have kits for one window all the way up to rolls of film if you want to do the whole house in a big project.
So if somebody's wanting to call, get additional information or help with the window film, how do they get in touch with Concord Window Film?
You can call us. We have our 888 number, 888-206-1413, and you talk to one of our US based. You can go on our website, windowfilm.com, and we have a chat bubble down in the right hand corner. And it's not a chat bot, it's a live person who will answer questions. So that's a great way. And a lot of people use that as a way to get their questions answered. You could email us at support@windowfilm.com, or again, just give us a call. We're happy to talk. 888-206-1413.
Kristen, I appreciate your time today and look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Jim.
Take care.